Full Stack Desk.
And you're watching this video because you want to build your own AI voice assistant utilizing LiveKit. Well, you want it to be as simple as this: hitting npm run dev here, and then hitting this command here, heading over to your local environment and starting a conversation with LiveKit as so. Hey there, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Subscribe to Full Stack Desk on YouTube. AI content is quite popular and valuable. Good luck with your YouTube channel, Full Stack Desk. Is there anything else you'd like help with?
Okay, so let's cover, how does LiveKit actually work? Well, we're going to set up either a mobile or web application that our users can interact with. Maybe it'll be a voice agent that they'll speak to. This web client, let's say it's React.js, or let's say you're using Swift for iOS development with Apple. Well, in this case, we're going to establish a WebRTC connection with LiveKit's cloud. Now, LiveKit's cloud is just their edge network. This is going to allow us to be able to send voice, audio, or video in a really fast way, despite how far away the users are. Because a lot of times we're sending this data within packets all over the internet, and that's simple when it's just text. But when it comes to audio and video, well, these are really dense packets of data. And even with video, we're looking at 4 forms of data. We've got the actual video images itself, which we have a frame of images. Then we have the actual voice, which is the audio. And then we have a timeline so that it knows how to arrange these actual bits of data. And lastly, you might have some metadata for that actual video. So a lot of that is going to get ripped apart, disassembled, and sent over the internet in packets, and then reassembled once it reaches the user. So LiveKit's going to allow that to happen in a much more simpler and streamlined way. Here we see that, again, we have our client is going to communicate with LiveKit using WebRTC. WebRTC is a way that you can establish a connection between 2 clients utilizing a peer-to-peer connection, which is different than establishing a WebSocket connection. There you're upgrading the actual HTTP connection protocol that we normally would use for TCP. You're going to upgrade that to a bi-directional connection, whereas HTTP is just unidirectional. So once this happens, we can now send messages with that WebSocket, but let's get back to WebRTC. WebRTC, we're going to establish a peer-to-peer connection. It's really, really fast. It's new browser technology. And honestly, you're going to see it a lot more than usual. Here, we established this WebRTC connection to LiveKit's cloud. As I mentioned, is the edge network. LiveKit cloud is also going to establish a connection with our backend server. Okay, so this could be Node.js, this can be Python. You decide what you want to utilize for the backend. So once you've established that WebRTC connection, here we have our client and our backend talking to LiveKit cloud. Now our backend is also going to have another connection utilizing a WebSocket. So this is with OpenAI's Realtime API, which you know that utilizes a WebSocket framework. So here we see that it says WebSocket is not ideal for real-time audio and for real-time audio and video over long distances or slower networks. LiveKit bridges this gap by converting the transport to WebRTC and routing data through our global edge network to minimize transmission latency. So here, notice that our client never talks to our backend. Okay, the client only talks to LiveKit's cloud server. LiveKit's cloud service was going to speak to our backend, and our backend is going to speak to OpenAI Realtime. Notice OpenAI Realtime never actually speaks to LiveKit cloud. It utilizes our backend server. So these are really important things that you should understand about the architecture. Now you can just go and build the application. That's your call. But I think by understanding the architecture, you can now customize things and even improve on this current development. So here, LiveKit bridges this gap by converting the transport to WebRTC and routing data through our global edge network to minimize transmission latency. With the agents framework, user audio is first transmitted to LiveKit's edge network. Hey everyone.